Shinda uchaguzi wa Msambweni na namtakia kila laheri kwa kazi hii. Yeye ndio mbunge wetu kwa sasa, na pia nataka kuwashukuru wale waliopigia kura mimi, karibu watu 10,500, na wale ambao pia walimpigia Mheshimiwa Faisal kwa zile juhudi na nguvu walizoweka katika kampeni na kutupigia kura. Demokrasi ilifanyika mzuri. Kulikuwa na issues ndogo ndogo, lakini sisi lengo letu ni kuendeleza Msambweni. Kwa hivyo nataka kuchukua nafasi hii pia kushukuru chama changu cha ODM and the party leader pamoja na deputy party leader pamoja na SG kwa support yao ambao wametupatia kwa miezi mitatu. Sina kuwalipa, lakini pia nashukuru kwa hiyo kazi wametusaidia. Na lile lengo ambalo liko, mimi nataka tu baadaye kama private citizen kusaidiana na Mheshimiwa Faisal ili kuendeleza Msambweni, kwa sababu challenges za Msambweni ni nyingi, na kwa miaka miwili maybe peke yake hawezi kuifanya hiyo, lakini sisi kama washikadau wa sehemu hii tutakuwa tunasaidiana katika kuleta cohesion.
Elsewhere, a former NTV correspondent in Murang'a County, Esther Mwihaki, vying on an independent party ticket, dramatically floored the Jubilee Party candidate, Rosemary Wakuthie, to clinch the Gaturi ward ticket in a tightly contested by-election. Meanwhile, ODM's Samuel Otieno Dede comfortably won the Kisumu North award.
Little-known People's Empowerment Party candidate Esther Mwihaki stunned Jubilee Party's Rosemary Wakuthie by winning the Gaturi ward representative seat in the just concluded by-elections. Mwihaki, a former NTV correspondent based in Murang'a, garnered 3,974 votes against favourite Wakuthie, who served as area MCA between 2013 and 2017 and who emerged second with 3,423. Zablon Mwangi of Nakena came in third after managing 1,024 votes. The IBC returning officer, Faith Mugo, handed over the certificate to Mwihaki, who thanked Gaturi for participating in the elections, whose turnout was about 50% of the 18,834 registered voters.
I want to thank my family for supporting me, for praying with me, and thirdly, I want to thank mostly the people of Gaturi. The people of Gaturi have decided, and they have done it, and they have shown their love to me. And for them to choose me as their leader, I feel humbled.
The seat fell vacant last September following the death of Kiilu Membe Mwangi, who had also been elected as an independent candidate in the 2017 general elections. Meanwhile, ODM's Samuel Otieno Dede clinched the Kisumu North ward by-elections with landslide, garnering 4,566 votes against his closest challenger, Daniel Odero Osala, who emerged second with 1,212 votes.
Sio kwamba nilijiweza, lakini Mungu aliniwezesha nikafika siku ya leo. La sivyo, Mungu wa rehema awe nanyi tukiendeleza miradi za maendeleo katika eneo letu.
In Naivasha, New Democrats Party candidate Simon Wanoike Wanango clinched the Lakeview ward ticket as Jubilee Party's Kevin Ochieng secured the Kahawa Wendani ward seat with 823 votes against PEP's Bernard Karanja, who came second with 641 votes. The Wundani Mbale ward was won by Stephen Abo Mcharo as ODM's Dixon Karani emerged victorious in the Dabaso ward by-elections. Seth Olale, NTV.
Now embattled Nairobi Governor Mike Sonko and members of the Nairobi County Assembly who want to impeach him are currently battling it out before the Senate's special sitting in an impeachment proceeding. Both parties are represented by their lawyers, and NTV's Vincent Oduor is following the proceedings and joins us live now. Vincent, it is a rather crucial day for Governor Mike Sonko. What details can you share with us?
Absolutely. You know, the morning session of the Senate special sitting that marked the beginning of the impeachment proceedings of Governor or the embattled Governor Mike Sonko has just ended, and the legislators have just left now, and they will be back in the afternoon session to continue with the impeachment proceedings. What happened during this morning session is that both parties
Apologies for that. We seem to have lost Vincent Oduor, but he was giving us an update on what transpired in Parliament this morning as that impeachment process against Governor Mike Sonko has begun. I beg your pardon, at the Senate, I should say. And the governor is facing a few charges. One of them is abuse of office, and we'll get more details as and when we can. We'll try reconnect with Vincent. All right, moving on for now, and a Kenyan scholar, Socrates Majune, has won a top award by the World Trade Organization after his policy paper on international trade emerged the best. The 30-year-old tutorial fellow at the University of Nairobi's School of Economics became the inaugural winner of the 2020 Trade Economist, thematic award, which focused on the effects of COVID-19 on trade and trade policy around the world, after beating 26 other contestants drawn from across the globe to clinch the award that comes with a 620,000 shilling monetary reward. His research, titled "The Effect of Lockdown Policies on International Trade Flows from Developing Countries, Event Study Evidence from Kenya," analyzed the impact of lockdown measures on the country's import and export business with its trading partners. Now, a family in Kurasoi North in Nakuru County is accusing the Kenya Forest Service rangers of fatally shooting their son at Londiani Forest on claims that the deceased was illegally in the forest. 22-year-old Frederick Makarani is said to have escorted his siblings into the forest to collect firewood when they were ambushed by forest rangers, and he was shot. But the Kericho Ecosystem Conservator says that the deceased was found with another suspect who had since escaped, illegally burning charcoal in the forest, even as a logging ban is still in effect. KFS says the deceased attempted to attack the ranger with a machete and was shot in self-defense. Area residents are accusing the forest rangers of impunity and demanding bribes. Investigations into the incident by the Directorate of Criminal Investigations have begun.
Walimpiga risasi ya madharau kwa sababu walikuwa wanamjua na mimi wananijua. Na huyo kijana alikuwa shughuli ya kuvunja kuni na alikuwa amepeleka mpaka watoto madada yake. Ni watoto kadhaa walikuwa wameenda kuvunja kuni. Watoto wangu wasichana walikuwa 4 na vijana walikuwa 2. Mimi naomba serikali inisaidie kwa sababu sina lolote.
Serikali, nyinyi wenyewe ndio ambao mnalinda sisi kama raia. Itakuwaje sasa mmeweza kutukeukia kutuua bure kwa njia ambayo hata sisi wenyewe imetushinda?
The business in the forest is illegal charcoal burning. And this is not the first time, because we noted that they had put even a structure where they would come and even cook there and continue with the charcoal burning, and it is something we have been following. You see, when you have a panga, you are properly armed. When you confront an officer with a panga, then it becomes very difficult for us to disarm you.
All right, we can now take you back to the Senate where NTV's Vincent Odor is standing by. He's got the latest with regard to that special sitting on the impeachment process against Nairobi Governor Mike Sonko. Vincent, before we lost you, you were telling us what had transpired in the morning session at the Senate today.
Absolutely. You know, the morning session of the Senate special sitting that marked the beginning of the impeachment proceedings against embattled Governor Mike Sonko has just ended, and the legislators will be back in the House in the afternoon to continue with it. You know, what happened today is that the members of the National County Assembly who impeached the governor were here, and also the governor himself was present, and each of them, both sides were given 30 minutes each to be able to argue their case. And when we go to the National County Assembly through their lawyers, especially their lead lawyer Njiru Ndegwa, they argued that really Sonko is not fit to hold office, and basically they were trying to justify the 4 charges that they used to impeach the governor. That includes, you know, gross misconduct, abuse of office, gross violation of the Constitution, and also the claiming that the governor doesn't have the mental capacity to run the government of Nairobi County. And therefore they were saying that this is a question of good governance, a question of transparability, and also a question of accountability, and these are stuff that should not be debated. And therefore they are saying senators should look at their case, their evidence, and also vote him out, make sure that the governor is impeached. Also, the governor also used this chance, the first 30 minutes, to argue his case through his lead lawyer, Harrison Kinyanjui. And the lawyer raised some preliminary objections, saying that some of the charges, like for instance, arguing that when the debate to impeach the governor was being held, the House, you know, the County Assembly never met the threshold whereby they were required, according to their standing orders, to supply the evidence again to the governor, the evidence that they had to the governor 3 days before debate for them to proceed, which the lawyer is arguing they never did so. And also the lawyer was arguing that when they say the governor, one of the charges they are putting against the governor is that his failure or his refusal to sign the budget that has denied resources to the Nairobi Metropolitan Service and also the executive to run, especially the functions that were transferred to the national government from the county government. The lawyer is arguing that this is a case that is before court, and therefore there being a case in court that is still alive, it should not be subjected to this kind of plenary session. And therefore he is arguing and asking the speaker not to admit the evidence that have been forwarded by members of the Nairobi County Assembly. And therefore these are some of the things that the speaker will give a way forward when they come back in the afternoon session. But today is the day of the members of the Nairobi County Assembly to argue their case. Governor Sonko will argue his case tomorrow on Thursday, and thereafter on that same day is the day the senators will now vote to either reject or approve the resolution of the Nairobi County Assembly to impeach the governor. And therefore it will be needed at least 24 senators out of the 47 elected senators to be able to vote and decide the fate of embattled Nairobi Governor Mike Sonko. For now, until afternoon, I'm taking you back to studio.
Vincent, thanks very much. The outcome of this proceeding will be interesting, to say the least, and that will conclude tomorrow. So do be sure you stay with us here on NTV. We'll bring you everything you need to know. At this point, we've got to take a break. More coming up in a moment, so don't go far.
Raukia siku njema na tunukiwa offers kila siku. Pata offers zote mahali pamoja ili uongeze zaidi, utume SMS zaidi na ubrowse zaidi.
Wewe usijali, tuma namba ya kila supplier kwa hiyo soko. Ndio vile nitaongea na kila mmoja wao. Mwaka sasa. Unajua leo ndio siku yangu ya kutafutia hii mmea yangu bei nzuri sokoni. Na kuna mtu nimepewa namba yake nimpigie nimuelezee pole pole. Ndio unajua na mama wengi sana huko sokoni. Ni ofa gani mzuri leo?
Very good. Piga *444# utunukiwe Credo double.
This festive season, stand a chance to win at Westgate Shopping Mall. Spend a total of 10,000 shillings or more for an instant prize and a chance to win the grand prize of 500,000 shillings worth of Westgate shopping vouchers and many more amazing prizes, including a home makeover from Hotpoint Appliances, a set of luxury watches from the Diamond Watch Company, and a family holiday to Manyata Camp. Register and join the Westgate Shopping Mall WhatsApp on 0719 55 7775 for more information. This promotion runs until the 31st of January 2021. Terms and conditions apply.
Jana ulipotea hivyo baada ya kupepa ule mtemu kwa potapota ukaenda hivyo.
Unajua huyu mrembo alinipeleka hadi kwa nyumba. Nikasema mimi siedi kugulalisha masikio. Nikatapa shughuli.
Jawa mbona mjipendi?
Kwa nini?
Yaani unawezaje patana tu na mtu kwa street alafu uende ukachapiane na yeye?
Kalishizo mashi.
Ulitumia raba eh?
Kwani bado mnatumia raba?
Okay, ngoja niulize jamaa. Nani hapa hivi amepimwa hivi majuzi?
Pale kwa Mwangi. Si ni 10 bob.
Sijasema kupimwa weight. Saa hizi kupimwa HIV ni haraka na ni bure. Unaweza pimwa kwa clinic na bado unaweza jipimia kwa nyumba yako wewe mwenyewe na self test kit 500 peke yake.
Niende nipimwe, nichipate niko positive. Unajua hakuna kitu naogopa kama hiyo.
Kuko na madawa na kuko na counseling na utaishi maisha yako normal tu. Kuko na HIV si eti ni mwisho.
Wewe uko nayo?
Mimi nilishapima.
Unapoendelea kujikinga kutokana na HIV, tafadhali zingatia taratibu zote za serikali za kujikinga na virusi vya corona.
Afya bora, maisha bora. Jipime, jiinue.
Ruiru Mabati Factory offers best quality mabati at the most affordable prices. We pride in over 10 years experience. Our products have 15-year warranty and are KEB certified. We manufacture box profile, Europe tile, Jenga tile, corrugated profile, among others in a wide variety of colors. Enjoy our free delivery in just 72 hours. To order, call us now on 0111 050 700. Ruiru Mabati Factory, mali safi kwa bei poa.
This Christmas, Quickmart wamesema wacha trolley isuffocate, wacha trolley ichoke. Jaza kwa sababu there's a whooping 1 million bob to be won. All you have to do ni kupiga shopping worth 1,500 and above na uko ndani ya draw. Krisi ipambe na Quickmart. Quickmart, fresh and easy.
Thanks for staying with us. The Kenya Wildlife Service has begun an exercise to drive out elephants in Kitui South in a bid to curb human-wildlife conflict. The jumbos, which strayed from the Savo East Game Reserve, invaded farms in Kitui South, leaving a trail of destruction.
Farmers in Kanziko area of Kitui South are counting losses after loitering jumbos destroyed their farms in the night. Residents say that a herd of more than 40 elephants has for the last 2 weeks been breaking through the fences of their farms and destroying their crops. The farmers, who say it is not the first time they have incurred losses due to the elephants which stray from Savo East Game Reserve.
Tukasikia ikianguja madisi, miembe. Sasa tukasema na sisi tutafanya nini? Tukachukua mitungi, tukapika haiendi.
Pia kuna nyati. Juzi wakaua pasta hapa Ndilili. Kuna kijana pia aliuma kidole yake. Simba pia wanafahamia mali yetu.
The residents here accuse the Kenya Wildlife Service of taking too long to respond to their concerns.
Tumesumbuliwa na ndovu miaka nyingi. Na watu wa KWS hakuna kitu wanateke.
Unajua hata wakirudisha zitakuwa zinarudi. Fanywe extension ya electric fence.
They want the government to compensate them for the losses they have incurred season after season.
Elsewhere, property of an unknown value was last night destroyed in 2 different fire incidences in Kiamana slums in the outskirts of Nyahururu town. One incident occurred in the afternoon where 18 families were left homeless. The second fire broke out at around 7 p.m. where 40 families were affected. Workers from Nyahururu firefighters, in collaboration with the local residents, were able to contain the fire before it spread to surrounding houses. Luckily, no one was injured during the inferno. The cause of the fire is yet to be established, and local administration have urged residents to seek electrical experts to manage their electrical wiring to avert such incidences. Two young students in Baringo County have been selected as the best young scientists in the country. The two were able to turn a simple weed into a mouthwash that aids in overall dental hygiene. Anita Nkonge with more.
It started as a simple, curious idea when Betty Komolo saw her grandfather brush his teeth with a peculiar weed called enringo. After researching the weed, Betty, along with her classmate Jessica Kaptalai, began to explore with assistance from their school, Osen High School.
And we extract the roots. After we extract it, we wash the roots, then we boil. After boiling the roots, we filter, then we obtain the solution. Then, after obtaining the solution, we'll take the solution, then we decant. After decanting, we may pack. Then it is ready to be used. The aim of our project was to make organic mouthwash.
The project catapulted the two girls to the best young scientists in Kenya. The Young Scientist Kenya initiative grants Kenyans an opportunity to demonstrate innovation and scientific talents in the national competition. It is funded by the Ministry of Health, the Kenyan Irish Embassy, amongst other partners.
We are so privileged that we have taken seriously to nurture our young girls to become young scientists with the hope that they're going to provide solutions to some of the challenges in a dynamic society.
Anita Nkonge, NTV.
Congratulations to them. All right, to another story. And a rogue begotten son killed his mother in a spine-chilling incident over a family land dispute at Bokimonge village in Kenyanya sub-county. James Muma, aged 22, a self-confessed Bang and Changa consumer, allegedly strangled his mother when she refused to sell her parcel of land. The suspect confronted his mother and demanded that she sells the proceeds from the land sale to buy a motorcycle. When the mother explained that was not feasible owing to the complex procedure of land disposal, the suspect allegedly threw a noosed cable around his mother's neck and strangled her before fleeing. The suspect has been severally apprehended and released in the past over numerous criminal activities. Authorities have launched investigations.
Ameketi akamwambia ampe shamba auze anunue pikipiki. Mama akamwambia kitu utafanya, utaenda mpaka kwa huyu mwenye amekuambia umzie zamba, mwambie akuje siku ya kesho ndio tuongee na yeye. Sasa hapo ndipo alikasirika, akatafuta kamba akaleta akafunga mama kwa shingo.
Na kijana yake wamesumbuana kwa muda sana. Hii sio janzo ja leo, ni kitendo cha muda. Sana sana venye naona kichana ni ile hali ya kutumia madawa ya kulevya na pombe. Hiyo ndio imesababisha hii chanjo.
Further afield, the leader of Boko Haram, the Islamist extremist group that abducted hundreds of schoolgirls in Nigeria 6 years ago, has claimed responsibility for the mass abduction of students in northwestern Katsina state last week. More than 300 boys were abducted by gunmen. Authorities say all schools in Katsina state are closed while the military pursues the attackers and searches for the students.
Empty beds in a school hostel and hastily abandoned bags in classrooms bear testimony to the kidnapping of hundreds of students from the government science secondary school in Nigeria's northwestern town of Kankara. Parents and family members gathered at the school issuing a plea to authorities to bring the missing boys to safety. Over 300 pupils were unaccounted for after heavily armed gunmen raided the all-boys government science secondary school. A number of boys were able to escape, but many were captured, split into groups and taken away. Jihadist extremist group Boko Haram has claimed responsibility of the abduction in what would be its first attack in the region since it launched a jihadist uprising more than a decade ago. The governor of Katsina State said the abductors have made contacts with the government. A joint rescue operation was launched by Nigeria's police, air force and army. According to the government, the army said on Monday it had located the hideout of the men and that a military operation was underway. Kidnappings for ransom by bandits have become commonplace across much of the northwest in recent years, with frequent ambushes on roads as well as fatal robberies targeting cattle and food. Towns closed to forests stretching across northwest Nigeria and Indonesia have been the most vulnerable to attacks.
Some sports news now, and the Ministry of Sport is set to launch the first digital content feature on Kenyan sports in 2021. Speaking during the 70th anniversary celebrations of Athletics Kenya, held at the Nyayo National Stadium, Sports Cabinet Secretary Amina Mohammed disclosed that the venture is geared towards celebrating the country's rich sporting history and excellence.
In 2021, that's next year, the Ministry, in conjunction with Google Arts and Culture, Google Kenya, Athletics Kenya, the National Olympic and Paralympic Committees, and other partners will launch the first and the largest digital content feature on Kenyan sports ever done. Furthermore, it will highlight the superpowers of Kenya's athletes and show how sports can change lives and how iconic sports heroes are improving lives in their communities and pushing the known boundaries of athletic performance 1 second at a time.
And to the English Premier League, where Chelsea missed out on a chance to go top of the standings, instead going down 2-1 to Wolves at the Molino Stadium. Things opened up in the second half when Olivier Giroud put the Blues ahead in the 49th minute. Daniel Podence equalised in the 66th before Pedro Neto's 95th minute strike gave the hosts a dramatic victory. The pressure piles on Frank Lampard, with Chelsea 5th after back-to-back league losses, while Nuno
500 and above. Na uko ndani ya